Everybody, welcome back to beautiful Maui, Hawaii. We're actually here at the SMACNA product show on the beautiful Tuesday morning, and we're going to have a very fun little discussion about board service and how to make a better board. And I have two experts on the subject I'm excited to talk to, my friend Gary Myers and Pansy Romo. How you guys doing?
Great, wonderful.
Now, both of you have a lot of experience on building a successful board that advocates for its members. You guys did a wonderful session here at the convention. What are some of the key things in kind of building such a group that works on behalf of the members as effectively as possible?
Well, that's a great question. You talk about the level of trust and the involvement that each of you get on when you come together on a board. You have to have certain ground rules that you set and strategies that you set and talk about. I think that's important, to get a good group to start being cohesive.
Yeah, I agree. I think elevating it to a respectful, similar to what we would do in a workplace, right? A respectful environment, understanding that everyone has different perspectives and value, and guiding the discussion in a way that's productive.
And what have you seen as some of the tangible benefits of this approach? Like, how has it helped not only just the association level effectiveness, but the contractor effectiveness? Because it's the heart of SMACNA's mission is to make better contractors. How do you see effective best practices when it comes to board and board process and board management? How do you see that helping you?
Well, that's a tough one. When you look at how we run our business, it's no different than participating on a board. Some of the values you have of how you interact with people and how you respect somebody else's different opinion, we have that at work every day. Mm-hmm. So there's no different on that side of it. And from when you're in a boardroom representing an organization. To me, there's no difference.
Yeah, similar to how we run projects within our business, right? You want a high-performing team, and the way that you do that is you build trust, you build innovation, and you gain knowledge from each other, and then all of those things drive the mission.
How do you navigate those differing kind of perspectives and I don't want to say beat someone in submission, but kind of reach consensus, I think is the right way to say it.
That happens all the time, and I'll use an example. A few years ago, we had a board member that would constantly interrupt and butt into the conversation, and it was just frustrating. And there's a couple times I had to pull him aside after a meeting and said, "Hey, man, let's not do that. This is why it got off rail, because of your interruptions, and let people. You want all the voices to be heard, and when somebody takes over the meeting, that doesn't happen, and all the voices don't get heard. So somebody that's running the meeting, and sometimes it's not even somebody running the meeting. It's let everybody be heard, and that can be a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. I think other board members recognizing too, try to guide the conversation to, if something needs to be parking lotted and followed up afterwards, then find a way to interject so that you can. I mean, ultimately, we need to drive the discussion. If we get stuck on one topic, we're not going to fulfill the mission of that particular board meeting.
Let's say a member wants to become involved in a board. They are enthusiastic about being a member of the association, and they just don't want to be someone on the sidelines. They want to really drive tangible change. What's your advice to just getting started?
Well, we did this. We have an LMCT committee, Labor Management Cooperative Trust, and I had been on that committee for 6 or 7 years. And I felt it was time where one of our up-and-coming project managers, Nathan, wanted to see about getting involved in SMACNA and the organization. And I said, it's a perfect spot for me. I'll step off that committee, you jump on the committee and get engaged. So he gets a taste, he gets some drip feed of what it's about, because he's not ready to be a board member. He's just not there in his career.
Yeah, he just needs some exposure. I mean, I think it's up to us as leaders to, open the door to the younger people coming up, expose them to SMACNA, what our association is about, and bring them along to membership meetings and things like that, trainings. Yes. But then also, I guess, if you're a younger up-and-comer, engage with your leaders if they're not sharing with you, and ask how you can get involved.
And I mean, I'm glad you touched on that, because I think one of the common themes SMACNA's been really kind of diving into it last year is the younger generation becoming more prevalent in the association. We've got some through emerging leaders, things like that. Like folks of my generation who are incredible because a lot of them come from different backgrounds. It's crazy how many folks are re-entering the space through family ties that they come from education. I spoke to someone who came from Goldman Sachs. It's just remarkable, and getting those new ideas and those fresh perspectives, especially with increasing technology, data leverage, and stuff like that. That's key, and I'm glad you really mentioned that.
Well, and this project manager that I got on that committee, he came from the insurance industry. He was a project manager for an insurance company. But one thing I will say about the younger generation, they need to know the why. You need to explain why this is good for their career. They're very family oriented. Not that us, the older generation, isn't, but it's all about what's in it for me, and that's not a negative. That's just how they operate.
Where should they invest their time?
Yes.
Why should they invest their time? And if they're going to spend time away from home, then it needs to be meaningful.
Totally. I like the word investment. That's a big thing. SMACNA is an investment. Membership is an investment. Talk about being a heavy metal host.
Well, 3 years ago, I participated in our JATC when we hosted in Sacramento the first heavy metal camp in the area, and it was amazing. So I came to the partners and said, hey, I think we want to do this in our shop. So 2 years ago, we decided to host a camp. And the one thing that was really cool about it, I didn't see this coming. Our employees engaged big time. And at the end of it, they said, can we do this again? And I want to do it better. And they kept looking at ways to improve it. So we've been 2 years in now, and it's something they just love. I didn't see that benefit. But the other thing about the camp that was so cool was the engagement with the parents of the students. They were so thrilled that their son or daughter had a different opportunity that they didn't know about prior. That was pretty cool.
There you could tell that at the graduation, they was so proud and so excited to see a different pathway maybe that was opened up for one of their kids, something that they hadn't thought about before. And they walked away with tangible experience and excitement. It was really cool.
And the one last thing about the first camp that we did at the training center, my superintendents were supporting it and volunteering time during the event for the week. And a little selfish on my part, but I said, go pick out the cream of the crop of this group of 20 kids. I hired one on the spot at the graduation.
And he's an amazing sheet metal worker.
He'll be turning out. He'll be turning out this year, next year, and he'll be a leader in the company, and that's heavy metal was what got him into the industry.
Gary, Pansy, this has been wonderful. I hope you guys enjoy the view.
This
is
great.
Wonderful.
It's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your contributions. Really appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.